Rick here, and today we are going to make homemade snowflake juice. Got a little bit of a helper trying to sniff everything going on in the video. Tell them what we're gonna make today. Kisses? No, we're gonna make homemade snowflake juice. All right, so you're only gonna need a few ingredients for this. The first is distilled water. You can buy this at Target or Walmart in a gallon container. Costs like $1.30. The second thing is dishwash soap. Third thing, isopropyl, sound it out, isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And then if you want to add a little bit of kick, special ingredient to your snowflake juice, you can add wintergreen alcohol at the end or peppermint oil. Now, the very first thing that we're going to do is take some distilled water. Now, the distilled water is actually a really important part of the recipe because we don't want to use tap water. No. The minerals and things will cause a lot of issues in your snowflake machine, and it will cause the lifespan of the machine to be much less than if you use distilled water. So we use distilled water. The second thing is I have found over the years that it is much easier to make the recipe in the actual gallon jug that I'm using versus taking all of the water out, trying to mix it in a different container and then pouring it into an empty jug. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take our distilled water and a measuring cup, and we are going to remove 1.5 cups of water. So now we've got our container and we've got the 1.5 cups of water removed. We can move on to the next step, which is to add the other ingredients. The next thing we're gonna do is take our dishwash detergent. You can use dollar store brand, you can use Walmart brand, really doesn't matter, just needs to be dishwash soap. We are going to use 7 ounces. Now we need to pour this back in here. I have scoured the entire kitchen and I cannot find my, what's that thing called? Shit, what is it called? Gosh, what is that thing called? Funnel, the funnel. I cannot find the funnel. So, you could try to pour this in, but it's going to be a mess. And so I'm just taking a 20-ounce soda from the fridge. I'm going to empty it out. Take a knife. Put that, and now have a funnel that I can throw away. Perfect. Five and a quarter ounces of rubbing alcohol. The secret ingredient comes into play. This is the wintergreen rubbing alcohol, or you can also get essential oil, peppermint, and I'll link the peppermint oil in the description of the YouTube video down below. And this will give your Christmas snow that little bit of either wintergreen, if you use the wintergreen alcohol, or the peppermint oil. You want to put about 10 drops into the water, and it will give it that Christmas smell. If you use the wintergreen alcohol, you're just going to take a couple capfuls for the smell and dump it in. And just like that, you have snowflake juice. Let's test it out. I've used my funnel to fill it up, and you can see that used probably a third of the gallon of water. We'll see how long it lasts. All right, let's see how she works. Wow. Wow. I'd say that works. Looks like snow to me. So I tell you, as someone who has lived in upstate New York and Wisconsin for 6 years of his life, this feels an awful lot like snow. In fact, if I'm standing here and I'm looking out this way and my brain doesn't remember that there's a machine behind me, it's pretty realistic. This formula also makes for a very dry snow, so it's not wet. It'll blow right off.